Hi, my name is John Lutes and I'm the Vice President of Operations here at Graphium Health. Today I'd like to take you through a high-level overview of our onboarding process. After a contract is signed, a member of our onboarding team will be in touch with you to identify the key stakeholders of your organization and to set up a kickoff call. These key stakeholders are going to be the primary POC, whoever the Graphium champion is at your location, a clinical POC, usually a technical POC, and maybe even a billing POC, all depending on what we're trying to accomplish during the onboarding. On the kickoff call, we're going to cover 5 main areas of the Graphium Health onboarding. One is the client information section, form development, integration needs, site prep, and training. In the client information section, we're going to go through the naming convention of your organization and facility, make sure that BAAs and any other agreements are in place, registry of your providers, surgeons, locations, anything that we need to load into the system. We're also going to make sure that you guys are signed up to the Graphium Health status for any upcoming maintenances or any possible outages. We're also going to go through and make sure that our people are up to date on any kind of needs that your facility has for people or vendors to be on site with you. The form development section is really going to be to identify the clinical POCs, who all we need to talk to, who we need to review, what forms you need, whether that's general, short, OB, charge capture, and who needs to be in place to have a separate call with usually our chief medical officer, so we can review all the forms in depth and kind of what the needs are of the workflow at your facility. It can be done on this call sometimes, but it makes this call a little bit longer. It just kind of depends on how we set everything up. In the integration portion of the call, we're going to go through the needs of this onboarding, whether or not that is the ADT feed, if there's an ORU push back into the system. We're going to review the Graphium integration client. This is the piece of software that we use to get the ADT feed. Whether or not there's going to be a billing integration, also a vitals integration. We'll cover a lot of this during the kickoff call, at least the needs and expectations. A lot of times this will break out into a separate call as well. In the site prep area of the kickoff call, we're going to go through hardware needs, whether or not that's iPads, pencils, cases, storage cabinets. You might even want printers. We can talk through all best practices that we've seen. If you're doing vitals integration, we're going to talk through that process, the site survey, and how that is all delivered and implemented at your site. Probably most importantly, though, we really want to make sure that we have really good internet connectivity at the site. Not just Wi-Fi, but actual internet connectivity. That is crucial for the Graphium system to work very successfully. In the last section, we had talk over the training plan. We will typically have a train the trainer session once we have the integration done, the iPads in their hands, the forms loaded. We want to have this with our chief medical officer or somebody with clinical knowledge in our company and 5 of your more proficient users. Some people are going to be really kind of absorbed like what was trying to be accomplished with the forms and really can help train their colleagues when we get on site. We're going to talk over the actual go live date. When people are going to be on site, again, if that's needed. If we are on site, it's typically a Tuesday and a Wednesday in the week, so there's travel days on the other side. And again, depending on the size of the group that we're working with, that can be shorter or longer, just whatever is needed. After all of this is done and the training is completed, the on-site go live is done, you are live, you're done, you're off and running. We'll be in constant contact with you guys, of course. If you need any support issues, we'll hand you off to our support team. And typically about 2 or 3 weeks after the go live, we will have a post go live meeting, usually to talk about anything with the forms that are being used. A lot of the times we'll talk over new templates that can be used by the system. But it's really just a check-in to see how everything's going and see if there's anything we can do to help. I hope this overview helped give at least a broad idea of what we accomplished during an onboarding. Obviously, there's a lot more to everything that we can deliver and help your group with. But if this was a help at all, we'd certainly like to know, and we would love to work with you.